Hello, folks. Welcome to episode number 20 of New Citizens, the podcast, with your friend, me, Juan Carlos Morales. It's been a while, guys. A lot's been going on. A lot has happened. We are still in Skopje, in Macedonia, north of Greece, the land of Alexander the Great. He used to spend time around here. Paul, the apostle from the New Testament, he spent some time in this region as well. But what's going on, guys? It's been a while. 20th episode took a while to do. I don't know. I've been very, very busy. I'm doing new work. I'm working out a lot. I'm started playing tennis again, so they opened up the tennis clubs, outdoor only, nothing indoor. We just did a two-day quarantine, full lockdown, because there was Bayram, some Muslim holiday, and then I don't know, Monday was a holiday. Monday was a non-working day, like they call it here. And a lot's been going on, and I've been thinking a lot, I've been listening a lot, I've been reading a lot, like always. I've been meditating a lot. And I found an unblock, the unblock for communication. One unblock for communication. A way you could unblock the struggle to communicate with someone else. As you know, I'm happily married. I'm a married man. I'm a family man. Un hombre de familia. And one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with in my entire life, dealing with other people, has been communicating effectively, understanding what the other person is saying, or trying to understand what the other person is saying, and digesting that in a way that I can then communicate with that person what I'm feeling. And so many things get lost within what I'm trying to say, what she's understanding, or what she's trying to say, and what I'm understanding. And I remember always thinking about saying, man, but this is critical thinking. You can't just take what you hear. You got to be a critical thinker. You gotta, you're an intelligent human being. Think critically, blah, 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 a bunch of shit. But I gotta write it down so I can understand what the hell I'm talking about, because sometimes I get lost. Here's the unblock for communication. One of the hardest things in relationships is to communicate effectively, because a lot gets lost to misunderstanding, and that's where the void comes. That's where conflict happens, and the overlap of misunderstanding. So let's start with this. We have to start with the foundation. Every conversation has to have a purpose. Conversation has to have a purpose. The purpose for my conversations, unless it's something like operational. If we're talking operational, that's very simple, right? Operational, what we got to do, who has to do it, who's responsible for what, how are you feeling? Operational talk is operational talk. Everybody has that operational stuff. Logistics, done. But if it's anything besides that, the reason why I like to communicate with others, because the purpose of my communication, my conversation with other people, is the purpose of discovery. I don't want to talk to you to tell you, look how much I know, look how much I've read, look how much I've experienced. No, I'm talking to you because you interest me, and I want to tell you a set of ideas, or an idea, and then I want to hear what you have to say, so that we could potentially discover something together through our experiences, through our understanding, through our, experience as a human in this 21st century, in this world, going through these crazy things. And so the purpose is discovery. Usually I like to have conversations, and deep conversations, with the purpose to discover something about myself, about the world, about the situation, about the other person I'm talking to. Recently, the only person I talk to really is my wife. So the purpose is discovery. Now, we got to go in with a foundational thought that is the following. No matter who you are and how intelligent you are and where you come from, you are deeply biased. So I go in with I am deeply biased. Deeply biased. Biased by where I was geographical, national, educational, socioeconomical, cultural. I mean, bias is up to wazoo over here. So go in with the foundational thought that I am deeply biased, even though I don't want to be. But here's where it gets super, super awesome. So I go in with the foundational thought that I'm deeply biased, and so is the other person I'm talking to. She or he is deeply biased. To no fault of, there's nobody's fault that we're biased. It's just, it is the human condition to be biased. And then, if we want to have like a real understanding, if you want to be listeners, if you want to be able to build on a conversation, to understand, then I think that we have to go into the conversation with something called radical humility. And we're getting into the unblock. This is the secret right here. Radical humility. What does that mean? That means that I'm going to stop the filter. I'm going to shut down the filter. The bullshit filter that we all think we know so much. But I'm going to shut down the filter and I'm going to say, wait, there is a possibility that this person, in her frame, in her reference, in her experience, in her life, in her humanity, knows stuff that I don't know. That this person can say something that can educate me in a way. Radical humility. I don't know everything. And what I know, I may not even know that well. This happens, right? A lot of superficial knowledge, a lot of superficial understanding. So perhaps go into the conversation with radical humility. This person can teach me something. This person is another human being who's had incredible experiences and has a perspective that's different than mine. Therefore, I'm going to turn off the filter. You know, what's the word here? There's a word. Skeptic. The filter of skepticism. I'm going to turn down the bullshit filter, the filter of skepticism, and I'm just going to sit down with radical humility and open up my heart and my brain to really listen, and open up my ears to really listen to what this person is saying, because I don't know everything, and what I know, maybe I don't even know that well. That's radical humility. Foundational here for the conversation. Then I got to put on a lens. And the lens that I'm going to use to listen and to see what this person's telling me has two shades. One shade is the lens of compassion. The lens of compassion. I'm going to take everything that this person is saying to me and I'm going to filter it consciously with this filter of compassion. The filter of compassion. I'm going to feel compassion for everything this person is saying to me, whether I agree with it or not. That's not the point of the conversation right now. The point is that I'm listening. I'm taking in, and I'm going to feel compassion. I'm going to take the compassion that's within me, and I'm going to coat everything that I'm hearing and I'm listening and I'm seeing with that compassion. And then I'm going to add a little bit of empathy. So the lens has compassion and then a layer of empathy, which says something like, this person is saying this, and I'm going to try to put myself in that person's shoes to try to understand and feel why this person is saying these things that she or he is saying. That's the unblock. That's how you solve this issue. You solve this issue by understanding the purpose of the conversation. In my opinion, most conversations should be about discovery, about learning something about each other and getting somewhere, building with conversation, through conversation. Then understand that we're deeply biased, and to beat the biases, to beat the ego, We have to go in with radical humility. Go into the conversation with radical humility. And then see the conversation through a lens, a bifocal lens of empathy and compassion. Without interrupting, without generating answers to the things you're listening to. There, in that practice, I think we can find the magic of communication with somebody that you love and you have to communicate with and you want to build with. Wow. It's a practice. I didn't say this shit was easy. Don't get me wrong. I'm still trying to fucking perfect this shit. But deeply biased, understanding that we're deeply biased and she's deeply biased and he's deeply biased. The purpose of the conversation is discovery. You're gonna go in with radical humility because I don't know shit and I don't know everything, and even what I think I know, I may not know that well. This person might have something that could help me, that could teach me, that I could use to build upon. So you go in with radical humility. You know, what I know, push that to the side. It's not about what I know. It's about what she or he's telling me or communicating with me. And then put on the glasses, bifocal lens, compassion and empathy. No interruptions. Deeply attentive, deeply in that moment, using these tools to get the gist, to get the full essence, to get the full message that is trying to be, that this person is trying to communicate to me. To practice. It's not easy. But that, my friends, is, I think, the beginning of something that I've discovered on my own, discovered on my own, in here. Dealing with it, going through with it, failing relationships, failing friendships, failing all types of failing, blaming the other person. That person didn't love me. No way you could love me and leave me like that. There's no way. My mom didn't love. No way. Nobody loved me. Putting the blame on someone else. Nobody understands me. But how can they understand you if you can't understand them? Right? I think this is a breakthrough for me at least. Gotta put the bifocals on, my friends. The bifocals, empathy and compassion. The groundwork. Not easy, but I'm working on it. What else is going on, ladies and gentlemen? What else is going on? Look, I opened up the YouTube. I got some artwork for the YouTube. I'm waiting for my designer to send it to me. I'm setting up a website, the juancalomorales.co. It's going to have all my stuff, all my art, all my music, all my projects, all the shit that I've done is going to be in one place so that everything is there organized. I'm on TikTok. My family and I are on TikTok. We're doing tremendously well on TikTok. People from this region seem to like us and like our energy. And, the best thing that I've ever accomplished in my life is my family. And so it shows, we there's synergy, there's top-notch energy, and, the stars are obviously the baby and the wife. Without them, it's just me like this. It's not that fun. But we're doing great stuff on TikTok. I started a brand on TikTok. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's for fun. Platijan, I have some designs, some cool stuff, family related. I'm learning the language. I'm doing what I got to do. I'm playing tennis, man. I did a David Goggins workout that he put on Instagram or on YouTube or some shit, and I could barely, just jumping jacks and push-ups and lunges and planks and nothing fucking super crazy, and I can barely raise out my shoulder. Fucking jumping jacks, man. I hadn't done jumping jacks since I was 12, I think, the last time I did a jumping jack. Anyways, that's the episode for today. I hope this means something to you, and if it doesn't make any sense at all, leave a comment. Put me in my place. Peace out.